to jump back to shop life here in Athens, Georgia, I was really starting to notice. So we have a pearl shop here in Athens, and as you can imagine, it's a very specialized shop. So we have a lot of local traffic, but we also have people in this town that don't even know about us, right? And then we have people that specifically drive to Athens just to come see us. And we have people that come over from Atlanta. I mean, it's a destination spot as well for a lot of people. So, it's just kind of this interesting balance. And I just kind of got to this point where I think it was the children's catalog. I think it was servicing these wholesale accounts really became, once again, difficult, time-consuming, expensive, all of that. So, I kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm not showing at the wholesale markets anymore. The greatest thing about selling wholesale, I'll tell you, is it is like Ghost Town, USA come summertime at the Pearl Girls, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, oh my God, the business is failing. It's awful, and then like all the special people in my life have to be like, India, this happens every single year. So like, chill out. So I have to tell myself to chill out and like go on vacation or something. But it's super sad. And when I sell wholesale, that's the buying season for wholesale. So it kind of cuts into that sad summertime lull if I'm selling wholesale. So I hated to let that go. But wholesale was just becoming difficult and a lot of work. And again, just expensive. So simultaneously, something interesting is happening. Because we've got this staff of women that are basically expert pearl knotters. I mean, that some women, I swear, trained for a year before they actually were approved to join our staff. So because we've got this going on, people are asking us, well, can you fix this for me? Like, I've got my grandmother's pearls, but they've broken, and I've gone back to the jewelry store, and there's nobody on staff that knots pearls. And, it kind of became this eye-opening thing to me, like, where, again, these small towns used to have these very special shops or special jewelry stores that really started to phase out. And even if towns have that one special jewelry store, there isn't necessarily a trained pearl knotter on staff. What I also learned is, as I was bringing in pearls from all these different sources all over the world, and I'd bring them in drilled, undrilled, we bought a pearl drilling machine, I've got all this going on. Well, the hole sizes are smaller or bigger, or this pearl we have to drill. This pearl, the nucleus is a little bit tougher on the inside, like it's wearing down our silk thread. I mean, we just learned so much, right? You just learn by doing, and we were just like learning all this stuff about like pearls. And then if these are particularly heavy pearls, like we have to use a thick enough silk to hold the weight of the pearls, but simultaneously that the thicker thread requires a bigger hole, and you don't want to drill too big of a hole, and it becomes this thing to where suddenly we are investing in silk of like 10 different sizes, right? And then we're, investing in different types of metals and all of this. And I just think to myself, gosh, if you aren't specializing in this and you're just taking your pearls to a local jewelry shop, they probably don't have as much available to them basically for all the different types of pearl repair jobs that there are. And that the special woman I told you that helped me paint the Pearl Girls, she had a bracelet. She was a teeny tiny woman, and she had a bracelet that was too big for her. So she took it to the fanciest jewelry store in the town she was living in. It's Augusta, but I won't name the jewelry store. And she took her bracelet there and she said, I need this shortened. So what they did is they just tied super tight knots. Where if we need to shorten something, we measure out the pearls and we'll remove pearls and send them back to the customer, and She was like, I mean, what is this? You've basically just like kinked up my bracelet because you put it on super thick thread and you tightened the nuts really tight. So it just looks like a wompy little bracelet. It's really not that much smaller. It just looks bad. So, you know, was so excited to be here at the Pearl Girls and to be able to re-knot those pearls here and do it right, you know, and get her pearl back. So we were kind of like learning all of that. So that ended up in us launching the Pearl Girls Repair Department.